2 months, probably. I think it's been 2 months since I last posted a video, so sorry about that, but we are back. I'm gonna do a day in my life as a music student, so if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. My name's Abby. I'm a third-year music education student who plays the oboe. Super awkward. I'm filming in my dorm and I don't like it, but we're doing it. We gotta do it. But yeah, I thought I would do a day in my life. I'm doing this very late. I'm starting it late. It is 1:30 in the afternoon right now, but it's fine. We are gonna make a vlog out of the afternoon, I guess. So it's an afternoon in my life, but I wanted to start it now because I have to head over to the music school right away. I have some work to do that consists of all of this. So I am the symphonic band assistant, one of them. There's two of us. I'm one of them for the symphonic band at my school. So basically, some of my responsibilities include setting up for rehearsals, taking down after rehearsals. So that means like chairs, stands if people need them, setting up percussion, setting up the podium, everything like that. But another responsibility is music. So because of COVID, the music distribution is a little bit different than normal. I was the assistant in my first year as well. And in that year, we printed music for every single person in the band, but because of COVID, it's more on like the individual player's responsibility to print their own music, but have a little bit of copying and scanning to do today. Whoa. Also because of COVID, because at least where we are right now, I'm in Manitoba, Canada, and COVID is still very real. I will talk about that later, but okay, so if you have COVID, you have to isolate for 5 days, and then if you're not showing symptoms anymore, you can come back to school, but you have to wear a medical grade mask. And when we're in symphonic band, we have to wear playing masks, which are not medical grade. So these people obviously can't play in symphonic band for the 5 days when they come back. So as a little, I don't know, way to still keep them involved, our band director is giving them scores so they can attend rehearsals, sit in the audience of the auditorium, and just follow along in the scores and do some score study. So we're doing 3 pieces, or I have to do copies of 3 pieces. So the first one is this, Summer in Central Park by Frank Benscrudo. I can't say his name right, but anyway, this is a classic, of course, a symphonic band classic. First Suite in E flat by Holst. I have to make copies of this, and I also have to scan this one, which is gonna be a pain because I can't take it out. So I have to scan like each page at a time. Anyway, this one will take me a little while. And then this is a newer piece that we are doing, Taking the Fifth by Dr. Peter Meakin. He is a professor kind of at our school, and so we do a lot of his music. We've done his music since I've started here. This is a newer piece that he wrote over COVID, and it started out, I think, as like a flex piece, and now it's adapted for wind orchestra. So we're playing it, and Dr. Meakin is actually coming to our rehearsal on Tuesday next week. It's Friday right now. He's coming on Tuesday to work through this with us, and our band is going to be doing a recording that I think will eventually end up like on his website for this piece. That's the plan, and then once all of this is done, depending on how long it takes me, it's 1:30 right now, I will try to go practice, but that's another COVID thing. Practice rooms, you have to schedule them, so you only have them for a certain time in the day. Yeah, I only have mine until 3 today, so we might practice, we might not. If I can't actually practice in there, I'll come back to my dorm, do a lot of listening, do some like air banding along. That's what I do if I don't make it to my practice room in time. So anyway, we'll talk about all of that. Let's go head to the photocopy room, make copies of all of this. these new angles. It's kind of exciting. Anyway, just got back, copied all the music, scanned everything, sent it off. So we're good to go. I am overheating. The photocopy room is literally a closet. It's a literal closet. There's no lights and it gets so hot in there. Anyway, but yeah, I dropped all the music off with my professor. I had a good little chat with her. She's my favorite professor. We talked about something very exciting that might be happening in April. So I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm super excited. I literally haven't even told any of my friends about this because I don't know if it's happening. But yeah, some exciting stuff may be happening in my life in April, so pretty cool. But it is right around, it's 3 o'clock right now, so I didn't end up going to practice, but I'm gonna do some listening tonight because I just wanna, yeah, be more familiar. Like, I am familiar with the pieces we're doing in band, but I just wanna like listen to the Pete Meekin again, all that kind of stuff, just to be really super ready for Tuesday's rehearsal. I'll be practicing this weekend too, so don't worry about it, it's okay. I'm going to a friend's at around 5 o'clock. I'm going to Mackenzie's. So until then, I need to clean up my dorm because it is like, it's a crazy mess. But after I tidy some stuff up, I figure we can talk a little bit about what it's like being a music student during COVID, what the changes are, like what it's like being in ensembles, and just kind of like my thoughts about everything, because I've been feeling super like uninspired and forgetting why I did, you know, why I decided to go to music school in the first place. And like, I know deep down it's where I'm supposed to be, it's the right decision, but I don't know, when COVID kind of just restricts everything that you like look forward to as a music student, it can be tough to like remember why you did it in the first place. So I want to talk a little bit about that later, but I'm gonna get to tidying up this mess of a dorm. Trying to make a nice little aesthetic clip of me making my coffee. My coffee maker's not working. I don't know what's going on, but I just made 1 cup and it came out like lukewarm and like not dark at all. It was like light colored coffee. So I don't know, we're giving it another try, but it's not working. I had to press the button like 5 times for it to get all the water. So anyway, this is coffee time with Abby. It's not going very well so far. So I thought it would be good to do a little catch up, a little chat about what's been going on at music school, what this semester has looked like, and kind of just like my whole thoughts on everything, because as we all know, I'm sure like everything is changing all the time, and yeah, life's not normal. It hasn't been normal for like 2 years, and sometimes you feel like it's gonna get back to normal, sometimes you're not quite sure. So welcome to coffee time with Abby. We're gonna have a little chat, so get your coffee, get your tea. Yeah, so if you didn't know, like I mentioned in the start of the video, I'm in my 3rd year of a music ed degree, and I'm in my 3rd year, and so far I've not had 1 normal year of university. What I mean by that is my first year, it was normal until like February, March. Then we got shut down, we got moved online for a week, and then we ended up being moved online for the rest of the semester. Then my 2nd year of school last year was 100% online, and now I'm back on campus. Last term was 100% in person, and now this term they made changes over the Christmas break because of Omicron. They changed a lot of the delivery, so a lot of my classes are still online. It's supposed to be just a temporary thing, and supposedly they're supposed to be going back on March 1st, like going back to in-person, but I don't know how much of that is actually going to happen because things keep changing, like we know. So I thought I would just talk about like what it's like being a music student, my thoughts. Anyway, so let's just jump into it. So the reason that I decided to go to music school and like made this decision, you know, decided to become a music educator, was based on a lot of reasons. And when I first came to school, I was actually really torn between doing a performance degree and doing a music education degree. And basically what it came down to, after my first year, I had made the decision to do music education instead of performance. And it came down to like a few different factors, but I mean, one of them is I would not be good enough to do performance. That's the truth. I'm not the best oboe player out there. I mean, I try my best. I'm the best that I can be, but I just didn't think I would be very successful in performance. Number two, I didn't know what the lifestyle of a performer would be like, and now that COVID has hit, you know, and I know a lot of musicians and performers who like have been out of a job for 2 years because of it. Like, part of me is glad that I didn't take that path because I don't know what I would have done in a situation like this when your livelihood is taken away from you and you don't have control over it really. So I guess being a music educator is a little bit more predictable in that sense. And I am in Canada, and music educators, or just educators in general, teachers in Canada, have fairly good wages. So I kind of taken all those factors into account, and the last one that is probably the most important one is that music education had such a big impact on my life growing up, and I was really lucky to grow up in a place where we had a super great band program. Like, I grew up in a small town, and a lot of small towns don't have band programs, let alone have good band programs, and I was lucky enough that we had a fantastic band program that just provided so many opportunities to be exposed to this bigger world of music and concert band and jazz band and all this kind of stuff. So I was in jazz band in high school, I was in the concert band, I normally played with a couple bands, I would fill in, you know, in the upper bands or the lower bands if I needed to. I had the opportunity to teach clinics, to work with beginner students, to go on trips. We got to travel I went with my band, I mean, we did trips within Alberta. We would go to Edmonton, we would go to Calgary, we would go to Camp Caroline, which was the best band camp. But then outside of that, we got to go to Seattle, Washington, and I got to go to Cuba, which is like pretty crazy considering just a small town band program, that I had all those opportunities because of it. So that obviously made a huge impact on my decision of wanting to be a music educator, and what it all came down to was that I just really, really loved band. I loved going to band class, I loved being in the band room, I loved creating music with other people and just working together in such an incredible way to create something so beautiful. Like, it's a gift to be able to do that, and to get to go to school every day and have the opportunity to do that was just like incredible. And so I was like, I want that. Like, I want that for the rest of my life, you know? I want to, as a teacher, be excited to go into the band room, be excited to make music together. So I was like, yeah, that kind of settled it for me. Like, I want to hopefully create a program or build a program that gives those type of opportunities to the students in it, and maybe, you know, just give them the chance to find that passion, or just give them a reason to like want to come to school in the morning, you know? Like, for me, band was that reason. So anyway, long story short, I decided to go into music education, and 3 years into it, looking back, I'm really glad that I made that decision. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, of course, but being in this program has opened up a lot of opportunities for me that have been pretty incredible. And my first year, like literally right before COVID, like a few weeks before our school got shut down, maybe it was more than a few weeks, but I think it was like 3 weeks, I went to Chicago. I got to go to Chicago, got to travel for music, and that's one of my other things. Like, one of my big passions is travel, and so to be able to do both of those things, to make music and be able to travel, is like the best thing ever. That's what I live for. So I got to do that and I was super excited. I'm like, these opportunities are continuing in university, which is fantastic because I didn't know if they would or not. And then, yeah, I got back and COVID hit and everything just kind of, you know, happened. Life happened after COVID hit, and the opportunities, like getting to travel, getting to whatever, were completely gone. Even just the opportunity to rehearse in a room beside other people, gone for like 2 years. Which really sucks when you're used to going to band every day since grade 6, and all of a sudden you don't get that for 2 years. That's huge. Like, that's a huge change. And it was, yeah, it was a tough time for me to try to remember, like, okay, like, this is just a temporary thing. Like, you have to remember why you did this in the first place. But when that opportunity is taken away from you, it's really hard to stay, like, inspired when you don't get to go to rehearsals every day and feel like that amazing feeling when everybody plays together and just creates music. You don't have that for 2 years, and you start forgetting why you wanted to do it in the first place. So that's kind of how I have been feeling lately. And even though now we're back in rehearsals in person, they're not the same as they were in first year, like, at all. There's so many added things that it makes it like there's like barriers to being able to enjoy the music, which is unfortunate. But I mean, I'm glad that we can still play in person and have rehearsals in person, but it's just so different. Whoa. Excuse me. Okay. We're spaced 7 feet apart. So every chair is like 7 feet apart. You're not right beside anybody. We also have to wear playing masks. Let me show you what this looks like. This is the playing mask that we wear. So you put it on like so, and basically it overlaps, and you open it up so you can play your instrument. And that's what we have to wear. And as a double reed player, the amount of times that I've chipped my reed on the corner of this mask, or the corner of my reed on this mask, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so this is also what we have to wear. It's such a pain. Anyway, I'm not doing this to complain. I'm just like doing this to say, like, this is what it's like right now, so that in 10 years, when hopefully everything's back to normal, I can look back on this and be like, whoa, that was crazy. So I just have been not inspired. Like, usually in high school and stuff and in first year, I'd come away from rehearsals feeling like, yes, I love this. Like, I love doing this. Can't wait for next rehearsal. And now it's just kind of like, oh, it's another rehearsal. It's another whatever. So I'm just trying to remind myself, like, why I chose to do this in the first place. And so some of the ways that I have been doing that, trying to just remind myself of like normalcy, I guess. I've tried to like listen to some wind band rep, and I want to get better at like doing that more often, just to like, you know, discover more repertoire and more exciting stuff that like, oh, I want to play that with my band one day or whatever. And second of all, trying to like watch videos and stuff of like band directors and bands and anything that's like normal, because you just want to remember that like it is normal some places. Like, I don't know, I've just felt uninspired. But the thing that I said might be happening at the beginning of April, that's what's keeping me going right now, because if this happens, it's over. It's over. I will be inspired for the rest of my flippin' life. Like, you will not believe it. Anyway, so trying to hold on to that. Hold on to the hope that that is going to happen, because I think it will. I really think it will. I believe it. I believe it in my heart. But anyway, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. So I guess this is just an update. I'm not trying to rant, like that's not what this is, but just like this is kind of what I'm feeling right now. And this is, I think, normal probably in every profession, for every student. Like, you probably have times where you're like, ugh, why did I choose to do this? but I don't know, you just have to like remember why you did in the start, which can be hard. But I think it's important to kind of reflect on that and understand like why you'd be feeling this way, because like literally COVID has shut everything down for 2 years. Everything that I love to do, it's just been gone. So how do you stay inspired? It's pretty hard. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I know that this wasn't much of a vlog and it was kind of just like an update, but now I feel like we can move forward and I will vlog more weeks in my life, that kind of thing. If there's any specific content y'all want to see, let me know. It doesn't have to be vlogs. It could be like music school stuff. It could be stuff about band. It could be stuff about the oboe, whatever you want to see. Leave me a comment. I will do my best to incorporate it into a future video. And also, if you have any favorite wind band rep that you think I should listen to, let me know, because I need listening recommendations. Okay, well, thank you for listening to this little rant, this little chat, whatever, this little coffee chat, whatever you want to call it. And I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.